Howdy. Apparent meteorite strikes house in New Jersey. The space rock may be part of the ongoing Eta Aquarius meteor shower. And the main reason why I make this video is because there's a meteorite which has craters which are probably not formed by another meteorite. They might be very well electrical in nature. And that's why they glow when they drop. The rock, thought to be a meteorite, crashed through the roof of a residential home in New Jersey's Hopewell Township on Monday, May 8 at around 1 p.m. EDT. No one was injured and police are still investigating the nature and origin of the space rock. Yeah. It appears whatever came from the sky fell through the roof of the top window. That's my dad's bedroom, says Stacey Kopp, according to CBS News' Carrie Corrado, who first reported the news early on Tuesday, May 9th. The family was at home at the time, but no one was injured when the metallic-looking rock fell through the roof of the one-story home. The apparent meteorite dented the bedroom's floor, ricocheted up the ceiling, where it punctured another hole, thanks to the high speed at which it must have impacted. It then bounced back to the floor where it was discovered by Kopp. She said she first thought someone had thrown a rock in there at their home. Emergency responders later came by to check on the family members as well as scan the home for possible residues of radioactivity. They were afraid that, because it fell from the sky, was it radioactive? Could we have a type of residue on us? So they scanned us and everything came back clear. The Hopewell Township Police Department shared in an update that it has contacted several other agencies for assistance and positively identifying the object and safeguarding the residents and the object. The space rock measures about 4 inches by 6 inches, 10 by 15 centimeters, and is somewhat oval in shape, according to police. It may be part of the ongoing Eta Aquarius meteor shower, which was most active in the first week of May and peaked just before dawn on Saturday. This annual meteor shower occurs when Earth passes through debris from Halley's Comet, whose fragments burn up in our planet's atmosphere and can lead to stunning displays. So they are not dirty snowballs. Does this work? At least it does something. Commercials, we don't want them. Sometimes space rocks that don't completely burn up can be found on the ground, but they rarely strike populated areas. A similar incident occurred on October 2021 when a 2.9 pound, 1.3 kilograms meteorite crashed through the roof of a Canadian home and ended up on a pillow, narrowly missing the face of a sleeping resident and showering them with debris. The fragment hits a structure somewhere on the order of about a half a dozen times per year globally. Peter Brown, a meteorite astronomer at Western University in Ontario, told Space.com at the time, in North America there's a building hit every 3 to 5 years. The latest incidents in New Jersey is still under investigation. Yeah, there is something else I was reading about meteorites, so let me show you that too when we are talking already about these kind of things. Scientists ask meteorite hunters to stop using magnets to test finds. Scientists are asking meteorite hunters to refrain from using magnets to test the authenticity of their finds because this can destroy the specimen's magnetic memory, erasing valuable information about the nature of the solar system. Once dismissed as superstition, meteorites are now big business, with some cosmic fragments selling for thousands of dollars and a few for well over $1 million. However, just as valuable is the knowledge that they've brought us about the early days of the solar system and how it formed. We know now that almost all of the tens of thousands of meteorites that have been found originated from one of the parent bodies in the solar system. We also know that some of these meteors were hurled into space from other planets, most notably Mars. About 175 Martian meteorites have been found to date, with most coming from North Africa and Antarctica, where they stand out against the lightly colored barren landscape. From these, scientists can learn a great deal about the red planet. But the new Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, study has shown that collectors, dealers, hunters, and museum curators have inadvertently destroyed valuable evidence by testing meteorites with magnets. Since most meteorites are composed of nickel and iron, again, maybe not ice, a cheap magnet is a simple way to test a suspected specimen. Touch the magnet to it, and if it sticks, then that's a positive. But when a rock containing magnetic material first forms or cools down after being heated to high temperatures, it will pick up the local magnetic field. By analyzing this signature, scientists can deduce all sorts of things, including the strength of the original field and the age of the sample. Yeah, they just think so. The MIT study looked at a famous meteorite called Northwest Africa NWA 7034, or Black Beauty, which was found in 2011 in the Sahara Desert. Multiple shards of this obsidian black meteorite have been found all over Northeast Africa, and scientists estimate that it is 4.4 billion years old. Which makes it very interesting because it dates back to a time when Mars had water and a magnetic field. 4.4 billion years ago. So 0.2 billion years after the Big Bang, or how do they think this? And since then Mars is where it is, and it... Oh man. However, what the team found out that many shards from Black Beauty had been remagnetized on Earth, and their ancient Martian magnetic field was erased. This not only destroyed valuable information, it also introduced misleading false data that can lead to scientific dead ends. For example, that Mars has been there where it is since 4.4 billion years. Or that they could measure the age of the rock since it has fallen on Earth through many layers of electrical charges which heated it up and changed and transformed and vitrified it many times. As a part of the new study, the team developed a mathematical model based on looking at the field of an ordinary hand magnet, how it can alter the magnetic properties of terrestrial materials, and determining how well this fits the model against experiments. This allowed the team to determine whether a sample had been remagnetized and how deep inside the specimen the remagnetizing penetrates. The team is asking meteorite hunters to avoid using magnets and to instead use susceptibility meters, which can identify a meteorite by measuring a sample's susceptibility. susceptibility. Anyway, to magnetism without erasing its field. Unfortunately, such meters cost thousands of dollars. So, some testing may have to be done further up the line from meteorite hunters, such as by collectors and museums. There's been this incredible explosion of meteorite diversity, a number in the last 20 years or so, and we owe meteorite hunters a thanks for finding these things, said Benjamin Weiss, professor of planetary sciences at MIT. But the trade-off, the devil's bargain, is that often they are using magnets to find them and are immediately destroying their magnetic record in the process. Somehow this seems rather strange. Somehow I don't really believe them that if you check a rock with a magnet then it's changed. No, not really. I think if it would be still very hot and you would have a big magnet, then it would be probably possible. Or if you put some energy through it, then it will align with the flow of the electricity. But just checking a rock with a magnet and it would change, I don't know. If you think about CERN in Switzerland, they have like biggest magnets, but it's still not the North Pole. In other ways, they just try to tell you that you cannot check it, you have to give it away immediately. The devil's bargain and an explosion of meteorite diversity. But the one which is probably the most notable, what they are telling here, most notably Mars. Let me show you something. For those who haven't seen that, 1 hour, 23 minutes and 57 seconds. Symbols of an Alien Sky, Episode 2, The Lightning-Scarred Planet Mars. Let's have just a quick listen to David Talbot. And then I leave it up to you. And I really recommend you to watch. I think there are 3 episodes of Symbols of an Alien Sky. It takes a few hours. And hopefully afterwards it takes the rest of your life to figure stuff out. Because it's amazing what kinds of things you can find afterwards. But let's just have a listen. Keep an open mind and listen closely and watch.
On this question, ancient testimony holds a surprising answer. Worldwide accounts describe apocalyptic wars of the gods, punctuated by lightning and falling stone. Rocks from space falling on the earth have no connection to lightning and thunder in our own time. But the ancient connection is clear. In many different languages, meteorites and exotic rocks were called thunderstones, or thunder eggs, said to have fallen in the great wars of the gods. It seems that the answer lies with the world's first astronomers. They insisted that rocks from space were hurled by the warring thunder god, the planet Mars. From one land to another, ancient sky worshippers celebrated the planet Mars as the cosmic prototype for the warrior on Earth. seems that rocks encircling Mars, when Mars loomed huge in the heavens, appeared as a fiery retinue of warriors with a blazing countenance. The terrifying Marids of Hindu literature derive from the same Indo-European root as the Latin Mars. They are the sons and companions of the Hindu Rudra, the Red One, who could hardly be other than Mars itself. The Marids whirled in the heavens, bringing blasts of fire, of lightning, and falling stone. Babylonian astronomical traditions declare precisely the same thing of Nergal, the planet Mars. Raging demons with awesome numbers run at his right and at his left, the texts say. In the same way, the classical poet described the dwelling of the Greek Ares, the Roman Mars, ringed by 1,000 furies. Just as a horde of berserkers or the furious Valkyries accompanied the divine warriors in archaic traditions of Germany and Scandinavia.
So, Mars probably hasn't been there for 4.4 billion years. Like, it has this huge crater, 1/3 of the planet, the scar of the warrior, and we have a smaller scale version of a similar thing, which is called the Grand Canyon. And it is said that the Grand Canyon, it took billions and millions of years for the water to carve all the stuff out there. But maybe the Grand Canyon got carved there into the place where it's now in a few minutes. It just took a little bit longer until the dust settled. And many of these events happened in human history. A few thousand years ago, people saw that, and they wrote stories about it, which are warnings. Basically, of how intense Mother Nature can get. Because after all, even though she's nurturing life here, some sort of consciousness, she has a temper. And she has a rhythm. But anyway, obviously I talked about meteorites and stuff like that. This time, let's just hope that they keep the stuff together in Satsoprovica, or however you spell that nuclear power plant there. There seems to be something going on. Yeah, the everlasting fire might get out of control. Once again. But anyway, we got to see how this continues. It's not boring at all. These are very intense times. And yeah. Let's stay vigilant. Keep our eyes open. And really see. Thanks. Bye.